Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Highwayman Trucking, my way on the highway. I wanted to talk about GPS units, kind of make a part 2 to my part 1 for the Garmin DEZLCAM LMT-S, I think is what I did the video on. My wife just showed me the numbers on it, and she'll put the correct one on the screen here for you. But
785 LMT-S.
785 LMT-S. I made a video when I first got this GPS unit almost a year ago, and it's the GPS slash dash camera, and I was all excited. It was, almost $600. I mean, it was like 580 bucks or whatever it was. I was real super excited. I like the size of it. I like the screen. It's got a lot of great features, and that hasn't changed. But there are some things about it that I'm not real happy with, or at least real happy with for the almost $600 price tag. And it's been on my mind a lot lately, this trip. So I kind of wanted to make a video and talk about it, but then I also want to ask you, those of you out there in the trucking world, what GPS units do you use that you find are the easiest, the friendliest, user-friendly rather, the most helpful and accurate? I always pretty much run, if I'm in an area where I don't know exactly where I'm going, I'll run 2 different GPSs. I run my Garmin up top, and then on my iPhone, I'll use Apple's Maps. I have to say, in all honesty, I'd say Apple has me pretty accurate and on point 90% of the time, and the Garmin 75% of the time. And here's what I mean. So after being gone, taking 2 months off, I had to update this GPS, and it needs routine updates just like an app or a computer. The updates were almost 3 hours long, and it needs to update, I don't know, I'd have to say every couple of weeks they do some type of update where it needs it. And usually it's anywhere from like 30 to 45 minutes just to update the thing. And that is an issue that drives me nuts when it takes so long to update. But another issue that's happened literally since I got it, and it seems like it's happened more this trip, is it will just completely turn off. And I don't know if it loses signal and turns off, if it's trying to automatically update and turns off, but it'll just turn off. And there have been times where when it chooses to just shut off, I mean, I check the power connections, I check everything. It's not me, it's just what the system chooses to do at that particular time. And there's a few times where if you were dependent upon just that, and it goes to shut off, and you've got a turn coming up and you're not exactly sure, I mean, it could really screw you. It is very good about keeping me on the truck-only routes. You can set your parameters for your height, for your weight, for your width, length of truck, the whole 9 yards. And it's pretty good about that. It's never put me on roads that you couldn't have a truck on. There have been roads that it's not updated for, and like there's truck stops where you can turn off the exit to go to a truck stop, and you can tell it's perfectly fine to go to that truck stop, but it'll say not a legal road or whatever. But it's never, put me on a road I couldn't get out of. So that is a good point. Another example, when we were in Iowa, if you all that have been through that area in the last year, you know that the routes are a little, well, they're kind of back to normal now, but they were really changed drastically for the floods last year. And this Garmin hasn't updated to the current routes that they've returned to normal, so to speak. And that's a major thoroughfare. I was watching the GPS, and it took me off and through a damn neighborhood in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and it just, there was no need for it. I-29 was completely open. So you you've got to have a general idea of where you're going always, and it's good to have a backup GPS, whether you're using, I don't use Google, I just don't find it that user-friendly, but I love the Apple one. You know, the downside to the Apple is there's no way to put you on truck-only routes, so you got to kind of choose between the two. Another thing with this truck-only route, it seems to be almost always a lot further following the Garmin than my Apple. And you can say, well, if it's a truck-only route, that is what it is. But that's not always the case. There's many times when my Apple takes me on roads that I can perfectly and legally go down, and I don't need to follow the extra distance that the Garmin's offering. So that's kind of an issue that drives me a little nuts. But the camera works pretty good, pretty clear. Is it as good as a dash cam only? No, but it does the job, and it will cover you in an accident or some other instance at fault. I mean, we do a lot of videos that we upload from the dash cam. My wife will take them and upload them here on YouTube so you can see the quality. But there are dash cams. Eventually I will buy a nicer, a little bit more expensive dash cam to have. But for the purpose of wanting a dash cam and the GPS, I'm happy with that function. It works real well. And it records a minute and a half before. It's always recording, rather. But basically, if I said voice command, it would say a command, and then I could say record. And what it'll do is it'll save a minute and a half before and a minute and a half after that. Now, if we were to get in an accident, it would detect the accident and just have a 3-minute recording, etc. before and after. So those are great features. It does real well in that arena. My issue, like I said, and I'm curious if anybody else has this out there or has the Garmin GPS units in general, do they have the same problem when it's shutting off and completely rebooting while you're driving down the road? That's one thing that drives me nuts, and if it wasn't $600, I probably would have thrown it out the window just because of that. And I just feel for the price tag that shouldn't happen. And so I wanted to see, anybody out there using Rand McNally GPS? If so, how is your luck been with those? Are you happy with them? Is there a perfect GPS out there? I don't know, probably not, but I'm going to do another video on the Waze app. If you're not familiar with it, Google it, check it out. My wife loves it. I don't use it by myself in the truck, but when she's here, she's always on the Waze app. And it's got some really neat features and really cool. It'll alert you to traffic congestion, law enforcement, things like that. So, but anyhow, I just wanted to throw this out there, make a part 2, tell you it's great, but for the price, I don't know that I'd do it again. Just because I expect more for that amount of money. But I wanted to get your thoughts, your opinions. I also want to know, again, are there any trucking apps that I'm not aware of that you're using for GPS that are just great above and beyond, the Apple or the Google, and what GPS units you have and what you think of them. If you like the video, please subscribe. If you want to be notified of future, ring the bell. And I'd appreciate those comments because we need to learn off of each other, and that's the biggest key to all of this out here. So have a blessed day. We'll talk to you soon.